Good morning, Pisces. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for your patience with me over the end of 2023 and the beginning of 24. It took me a little bit of time to get my wits about me and get back into the swing of things, but needed some reprieve. So thank you for sticking around. This is going to be your weekly reading from January 8th to the 14th. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that's you, welcome to the channel as well. You know, Pisces, I heard it's almost like rebellious, rebellious energy this week. And we'll see how this rolls out for you guys. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with the cards and see what Spirit has to say. But it's like full force rebellion for some reason. Are you guys pissed off? I just heard I'm not settling for subpar communication from you. Like you guys are feeling some kind, like I just feel, it's funny, I had Cancer's energy that I just did, and then you guys are coming in like no bullshit, no nonsense, no none of it. So very, very interesting, Pisces. I forget what all came up in your inner child reading. So I say all the time, like, they're not my messages, they're for you guys, so I don't really tend to remember a lot of them. I just become that conduit for you all. Balance and preservation. Keep moving. What do you guys got going? I feel like somebody's trying to hang on to you. Something that's over. Something that is, Spirit is saying, has been said. Like, I feel like when Mercury went direct, there's so much truth. Like, wherever there was confusion that was happening, it's like the truth is coming to light. Things are happening, and we've got Pluto and Aquarius. I know I've beat that like a dead horse, but I will for some time. But this, the truth of the matter, the truth of your feelings, the truth of your perception, the truth of what you're aware of. It's a no-nonsense kind of thing, and it's like, I kind of feel like, Pisces, where you guys tend to be a little more smooth, a little more even-keeled sometimes. You know, your charming personality, sweet, whatever. It's like the switch has flipped for you, or you have flipped that switch and said, I'm not dealing with this. Like, there is not so much a new year, new me. It's like, I'm not putting up with the same shit in 24 that I dealt with in 23. So there's something around that for you guys that, I said rebellion, what comes out? Revolution. And it came out sideways, okay? You're getting a little more fierce about who you're dealing with. And when I say fierce, it's like there's certain people, there's certain situations that you've just had enough of. And I kind of feel like this week you might be hitting a breaking point. It's like you could have felt this coming, you know, or either that or you know that it's coming. It's a matter of when it happens that the shit's going to hit the fan, right? Like, this may be in part due to third party. There could be somebody else coming into your world. There could be someone who says to you, do you not see something? Somebody could be shedding light on a particular aspect or area of your life, and it's like, once you have this realization as to what this is, sixth chakra, you're seeing something, right? You're seeing something, a different perception of something. What's out of whack, right? It's what is out of whack here? What is not? Spirit's calling it purposely fair. So if you feel like somebody's been holding back and withdrawing from you and not giving you what is just kind of like common sense knowledge, it's like maybe just a little bit of respect, you know, or just being open and honest and communicative with you. So, but it's like someone else may be pointing something out to you. You could be in, like, I'm seeing this group setting where we'll just say you and your spouse and your friend are out, and your spouse says something and you're so used to the way they talk to you that you don't really, you're just like, oh, they're being them. And then somebody says to you, you know, this friend says to you later on, you know, a couple days later on a phone conversation, you know, he said this to you, or she said this to you, and this really bothered me, and this is why. And I mean, you know, I'm not trying to stir the shit pot, but is that normal? Like, is that a thing? And you could just be getting somebody else's perspective that is connected to you that goes, wait a second, like, what's happening here? That's kind of how that feels to me. But I also feel like there's this spark, and it's like them saying something to you is like bringing awareness to something you could have been denying. And it's like part of this rebellion is you kind of being angry with yourself for not seeing it for what it was, or not wanting to see. It's more of a not wanting to see it for what it was. But then knowing that this person or this situation that should have your back is addressing you in a certain way. So I hope that's making sense for you guys. All right. And I seen that rest and rejuvenation. You knew you were supposed to make a move some time ago. The thinking man, the garden, and the gate, and envy. Somebody, Pisces, could look at you as the end-all, be-all, winner takes all. There's something that you add to their life that it's like with you, whether this is work, love, whatever this is for you, they feel like they've got the world in their hands because they're able to work off of you in some way. And I think there's a reality check here that it's held you back. And by making other connections in your world, you're starting to understand how it's almost like you feel like you got washed away in the flow of a resistant lifestyle, if that makes, I hope that's making sense the way I'm explaining that to you guys. But you're realizing that this could have been like a period of nesting. Spirit is saying that it did create a beauty within you. You started to get more in touch with yourself, even if it was a long road with somebody, or has been with somebody. Thanksgiving could have been very important, that time frame, right around the end of November there, where some things started to kind of come to light internally for you that didn't quite make sense, and you kind of questioned why someone wanted to be a part of your world, or why they were around. And it's kind of like other people are now starting to notice this, where maybe, maybe you've been with somebody for like 13 years or something, and now all of a sudden you're seeing this change with this particular person or situation, and so is everybody else. But there's this feeling of like looking out to the horizon of like, I'm tired of everything just being dark and gloomy. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of feeling the way that I have felt for so long, and I'm able to manifest the life that I want and I desire. And it's starting off on a new foot, on a new road, on a new path. And I feel like too, that it's going to be a little rocky, maybe a little unstable to take this new path, but I feel like you're on that verge with this rebellion of going, fuck it, I'm going for it, right? Like, I'm going to go do this. King of Wands and the Five of Cups. I feel like there's a frustration within you, Pisces, of blaming yourself for not doing things differently, not moving differently, feeling disappointed and regretful for maybe investing into something for so long that maybe you shouldn't have. And that seems to be a little bit triggering for you. Page of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. That's what I said, like with this thinking man, I'm not a fan. You've heard me say it so many times before. I'm not a fan of the Page of Wands. There's just something about him that's grimy to me. I don't know. He's just, to me, I see him as an opportunistic prick. Like, that's just me. I see him come out here with the thinking man and the Wheel of Fortune. Like, somebody has bet everything on you. That, like, you were going to be the thing. You were going to be the one that created some stability within them. It's like, it's a codependent kind of vibe that I'm getting. Like, I'm going to bring this person into my world, and they've seen with you what you were capable of. And what you're capable of, they get to enjoy the pleasures of that in some capacity, in some way, or maybe in a ton of ways, who knows. But they've seen your thrive, your drive, your wanting, wanting to do, wanting to go, wanting to experience. And it's kind of like jumping on the bandwagon or jumping on your coattails. because they want something that you have. They want something that you're capable of. So if you're in partnerships with somebody, whether it's, again, love, work, family dynamics, it could be anything, right? They're hanging on to you for their benefit. It seems a little, it definitely feels selfish to me, but it's like you're starting to rebel against the way this, it's almost like it feels icky to you anymore. There's something about it that feels icky. Yeah, I'm going to take all of these because of the way they came out. The Moon, the Five of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Queen of Swords. I feel like you guys are kind of trying to move in silence. I do think that you're trying to avoid Nine of Wands, any additional upheaval, or any upheaval. Ten of Swords, Jesus. The Emperor. You're trying to, you could be dealing, you know, I was getting the vibe of narcissistic kind of energy with this Thinking Man, Page of Wands, and Wheel of Fortune. And that Emperor back there with the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Wands is like the victim mentality of like, well, you did this to me. How could you do that to me? Like, you know, and I feel like that's what you're trying to avoid. It's like anytime there's been an argument or some upheaval within this connection, that's kind of the route they tend to take is, well, you did this to me. You made me feel this way. You did X, Y, and Z. And I really do feel like you're trying to quietly get yourself out of a situation. Like you're dealing with the pain, you're dealing with the deception, but you're getting clear. You're going from that Moon card, right? Cancer energy as well. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be Pisces, but I do feel like going from that Moon to the Queen of Swords, you could be trying to logically heal your own heart space, right? But I know that that's not going to work. But I do think that having clear thought right now, because I don't know why I want to say this. If you feel like you're in danger, right? Like if you're truly got concerns, like by God, call the appropriate places, right? But this is like, you're trying to protect yourself, whether this is energetically, physically, whatever this is. Again, if you need help, by God, get the appropriate help, call the appropriate authorities or whatever. But you're not going to be able to think your way through hurt. You're going to have to make a choice that is conscious of what it is you need to do for you. It's making those tough decisions when all else fails. It's coming out of that deceptive, and you've got a lot of deception, and I feel like you could be being blamed for being deceptive because you're holding back. But again, it's like you're seeing somebody's true colors around something, and it's like it's slowly coming to light. Like I said, you could have been with this person for 13 years, and all of a sudden you're seeing this deception, and that's triggering this pain where it's almost like you're acting out in rebellion because you're angry, you're hurt, you feel deceived by a situation. And it's like, I now see the Queen of Swords. She sees clearly, she knows clearly, she is decisive, she is intellectual, she is smart, she is quick-witted, and it's like using that mental capacity to move yourself out of the emotional pain that's there, the ruminating thoughts of a situation of how did I get myself in this position to begin with. So I really feel like this is starting to come to light for you this week, Pisces. And could be dealing with somebody who is playing the victim. If you do happen to say something to them, they are playing the victim to a situation. With this Thinking Man, the Page of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, we have stability, security, performance, growth, and endurance, the grounding card. They seen you as that, and I said that earlier. Like there's something about you that it's like, oh, jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, they've got something that I need. They've got something that I want. To them, this is their love language. That's how they see things. That's how they jump into things. And now you're recognizing maybe a codependent and toxic relationship or situation here. What else for Pisces Spirit? The Dragonfly, lighthearted and adapt, finding out and change, things coming to light and heal. What did I just say? You're starting to see something here about this person or this situation. I definitely feel like this has to do with romantic partnerships. It's love, right? Like there's something around this. There's definitely a heartfelt thing. Soulmate, soul connection, partnership, soul contracts, life partner, in that one. Again, love, sudden change, shocking news, surprises, epiphanies, transformation, sadness, bitterness, missing you, thinking about you, uncertain future. You guys are stepping outside of something, and it's like this. Yeah, this was a soulmate, but it doesn't, soulmates doesn't meant to spend the rest of our lives together. It doesn't mean that we're supposed to be in love with that person, or that's the purpose of that soulmate connection, right? And I think that that's the disappointing factor to this, is like you're realizing that, you know, the person that you were banking on, the person that you thought had your back, it's not quite the case, right? What is this energy about, Spirit? I told you, like, someone's looking at you like you're the prize. Like, what's on the other side here? Competition and enemy. The other woman looking over your shoulder. Snake. You know, I'm not a fan. Scorpio, I want to be, but I do not like snakes. No way, Jose. They're looking at your stability. I've said it over and over. And what's behind that? The root chakra. Your stability, your security, what it is that you create in stability, in a factor of stability, whether this is like the finances to support a home, or you know, the way you nurture things, the way you give to things. Somebody is seeing you in that light, and it's like they're there for their benefit, and that is totally what's happening here, is that they're realizing, look at this, you're making better choices for yourself, healthier choices, self-love, self-care, being happier, love and life. Like, you're recognizing the toxicity in a particular situation. You're recognizing where it's like, it's become poison. It may have worked before, but it doesn't work anymore. And you're starting to see how this person is made. It's almost like I feel like they're slipping backwards instead of moving forward in life and making appropriate changes. They're falling backwards. And you're moving forward. So there's this massive separation, this drift that's occurring. You're recognizing it's time for you to heal. You're recognizing it's time for you to move on. Yes, it's, you know, it's just coming through very deceptive, but it's like now that we're out of retrograde with Mercury, there's a stark realization mentally, like logically now you're seeing the big picture of, this is not what I thought that it was, or this is not the way that I thought this would be. But Pisces, what I'm going to say to you, the advice here is, yes, maybe for now, make the logical decisions, because the heart space is hurting, but you also recognize that you cannot leave that heart space behind. There's going to be healing that's going to have to address this, and you can't think your way through it. That's going to be a key point. 1717, wish fulfillment, the star, Aquarius energy. You cannot think your way through pain. You're going to have to address it, and yes, by God, make better choices in the future, right? Like, it's a learning experience. It's always a learning experience. But the truth here is absolutely coming to light when it comes to somebody who is benefiting off of whatever it is that you're doing or what it is that you're providing. And this rebellion is like, I've had enough of this bullshit. Watch me move. And I do feel like you're being stealthy somehow about how you're moving. But then when you finally, like, reveal the truth, reveal what you're doing, it's like, you know, if you've ever been in a relationship where you're living together and then like all of a sudden, like, you're like, I gotta get out of here and I don't want to have a confrontation with this person, you pack your shit and you leave while they're not there, kind of thing, right? And it's like, then you call them and go, my shit's gone, I'm done. And it kind of gives me that vibe of like trying to quietly make an exit from something, because to deal with it firsthand is going to be a fight or two painful. And if you're dealing with somebody who's narcissistic, they're probably going to gaslight you, love bomb you, make you feel some kind of way, put that guilt trip on you, right? And it's like, you know that in order to make a healthier choice, you're going to have to take maybe another way around. And I will say to you, this was probably a runner-chaser dynamic where it's like a lot of push and pull between the two of you in some capacity. So I'm going to leave it there. Heads up, Pisces. But you know, if you got to revolt, you got to rebel. Maybe it's time, right? Maybe it's something you should have done a while ago. So, but you guys decipher, discern the messages. You know your life better than me. If you found this video helped, like, share, subscribe, and comment, guys. I'm sending you the best. I hope you have a fantastic week. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.